Now I'm going to tell you about my high school experience. Now where did I get this from? Well, I did a ping in our Discord server, link will be in the description by the way, where I said should I do a random video or a short story about part of my life. Let's just say not many of you voted, but I'll take it anyway. 5 of you wanted a random video and 6 of you wanted to know me a little bit more. Since the second option won, I'll tell you how my high school went. So usually freshman year you go to high school, right? Well, with my district, freshman means you still have to go to middle school, which I thought was dumb. So we skipped to sophomore. So being a sophomore is great because you mostly just goof off, you have all the time in the world, you know, that kind of stuff. I was the kind of person who likes to meet new people. I was an extrovert at the time. I made loads of friends and made really strong connections with teachers. I also had friends that were 2 to 3 years older than me. They were called seniors and they were also pretty cool. But I didn't really like to hang out with their groups, mainly because I was too irrelevant and I wasn't on their level most of the time. So I started a group hunt. After a couple of months, I eventually found myself a group that I can relate to and have a fun conversation. But overall, I got a solid 3-point GPA and I never got in trouble. Except for that one time I copied a 3-page essay from a website. Let's move on to junior year. This year wasn't my greatest year because it mostly consisted of drama, the ACT test, the amount of senior friends that graduated, and becoming an introvert. Let's just say that was my darkest year of my life. Now I'm sorry if I have to do this, but if you want to know what happens or you want me to go full on detail on what happened during my junior year, known as the dark part, let's get this video to 69 likes and I'll make a full video about it. But anyway, my junior year. I was slowly going down to an introvert, which you don't want to become one. And when I say you don't want to become one, don't be one, because you'll just be that awkward sack of doo-doo that no one wants to hang out with, and it sucks. Some of my friends thought I was that cool kid who never talks to anybody. And by the way, when you say that you're cool, you're not cool in the slightest way possible. And that's how I basically made some of my friends thought I was their acquaintance, so I never talked to them. But in the middle of my junior year was the ACT test. The ACT test is basically a test where it kind of involves on what college you're going to. This test is probably what you could expect. Every other test that is combined. Everyone was so confused when they took it, they didn't even know what half the test was. And the teacher said that we should have known this by now, from the 6th grade to now, or till now I don't know. But no one cares what we learned during the 6th grade. Probably like 10 kids in our school remembered. So what they said was if you don't remember, just guess C. And I always thought that guessing C would carry me. But it didn't. I got a score of 13, which was the lowest score. You can even barely get into a college with that kind of score. So I retook it. After a couple of weeks later, I eventually got my score, which was a 20, and I was proud of that. 20 was an above average score to get into a college. I think. I don't know, but I can tell you right now, I'm not retaking that test ever again, because to retake a test like that is like $50. Yeah, I know. But you probably want me to get into the drama part. That will be in the future video as soon as this gets 69 likes. And I'm sorry, but that story is just locked at the moment. And just to keep in mind, I never told anybody about that dark story. Not even my best friends have known about it, except for one. But moving on. Senior year. Oh yes, senior year. This is where everything goes to mayhem. Because all my friends, they were all struggling to get into a college. Same with me. We honestly didn't care about the lectures that the teachers were giving us. We were more focused on what college we needed to go to. It was the most stressful thing of our lives. That's not the only thing that stressed everyone out. It was the fact that you had to get a good GPA at the end. But what about me? Well, let's just say I was trying to get back into an extrovert state. While that was happening, I also looked around and I thought to myself, I never thought I could have been a senior this year. And I'm so glad I've never been held back. And I'm grateful for that. Skipping to graduation. Now, I was excited for this part of my year because you only get to celebrate this once in a lifetime. But the graduation wasn't at our high school. It was in a college building, which I'm glad it wasn't in our high school. The directions that they gave us was self-explanatory, but when we followed those directions, we were lost for a good 30 minutes, but eventually we found it. Thank goodness we weren't late. We were like an hour early. As soon as we entered the building, we had no clue where we were supposed to go, so we just guessed. The only thing you could see was an escalator that goes up to the seating area where your family is supposed to go. So I went up there as well. When we went up there, I looked around to see if there was any seniors who were wearing gowns. I didn't see any seniors there. It was only family members. So I went back down to the main lobby, and then all of a sudden I see 2 of my friends that had no clue where they're going as well. So I was kind of happy I wasn't the only one who was confused. We tried to look around to see if there were any doors that led to the graduation lineup, and fortunately there were. As soon as we found that, I decided to go back to the main lobby to see if anyone else was lost, and that way I can show them where to go. Skipping an hour later, after the speech was over, we finally moved on to the graduation handout. We stood in a line where we got handed a note saying our names on it. I didn't know what the point of this was. I felt like this was unnecessary, but it's their rules, so I can't really do anything about it. After my name was called called out, I walked up to the people who were handing out their red folders. Sadly, my certificate wasn't in there, so I felt like they were cheating us out. As soon as everyone's names has been called out, we were all good to go. But what about our certificates? Well, this may sound stupid, and it is, but when we were about to head out through those doors, they literally had a handful of certificates in their hands without any gloves or any plastic to cover up those dirty ass fingers of theirs, and handed out every single student their own certificate with their names on it. It wasn't even a big piece of paper that they handed us. They handed us a compressed cardboard box, and let's just say the cardboard box was the size of a medium-sized credit card. I was so pissed after that moment. You would think they would afford a much larger scaled piece of paper, but no, they had to give us a Happy Meal. But I shouldn't complain about this. I mean, I'm glad I passed high school. I'm glad that every senior passed. I'm glad that my friends and family stood right beside me. And I'm glad that I can do whatever. But there's still more I have to accomplish. There's still more I have to learn. And there's loads of adventures that I can go through. But anyway guys, that'll be it for this video. This video took up so much of my time, so I would gladly appreciate if you like the video, please, before you go. And also, if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications on when I post videos and do live streams as well. I usually post 1 to 3 videos a week, and I sometimes stream on Saturdays. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.